before we kick off this video, I have got to say, number one, don't judge my wrap here. I was literally just tinkering around with it here, so I tried something new and it did not work. So don't judge my wrap here. I have enough to redo this panel here, and we actually are going to order more later on in this week, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this entire thing in this blue for the front of this thing. So all the mirrors and everything are going to come off. I might even just be able to, since it's not going to be a perfect truck, I might even just be able to square this in here and just make like a square piece here. I mean, yes, it'll be a patch, it won't be perfect, but this truck isn't perfect. But I wanted to touch base with you guys on this thing real quick. I wanted to make sure you guys are cool with the design, because after all, I mean, I want this thing to look as cool as possible. So stay this color. Now hear me out. We're going to stay this color. We're going to wrap the fender, the under piece there, under the wiper, that little cowl, which is going to be really, really hard. So I don't know how we're going to do that, but we're going to figure that out. Going to wrap the entire other side blue. And then from this line here down, there's another line here. From those lines down, the top we're going to leave, it's going to be kind of like a gloss black wrap. Hood's going to be a gloss black wrap. This is actually probably going to be the blue or gloss black. I haven't fully decided yet which color we're going to take the top, but then the ultimate design that we're going to do is a flag. That's right, I want to do an American flag, sort of starting here and just kind of like, you know, blowing back and flowing to the back of this thing, and I think it would look absolutely killer. So let me know down in the comments down below if that's something that you guys think would be cool. The back here, I think what I also want to do at the back is I want to have somebody do full graffiti on the back of this the bed here. So I want to just have somebody free for all it, you know, they can put a SendIt Steve logo in the side, whatever they want, but just kind of have a free-for-all graffiti ramp truck on the back of this thing, which I think would look absolutely cool with the American flag. So if anybody knows anybody that does graffiti or anything, get them in touch with me. I'll put a link to either my email, or you can follow me on SendIt_Steve in the description down below. But I want to have full graffiti back here. I don't care what you do back here. You're free to have free range of it, but I think it would be absolutely cool just to graffiti the back of this truck. So let me know. Let's go ahead and roll the footage from today. Good morning, guys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, I am SendIt Steve, and today we are actually going to finish up the HD conversion for the front of this Avalanche. So one of the things that I'm pretty sure I showed in a previous video is that the cladding that's on the Avalanche here is hitting the actual fender. So today we're going to go ahead and trim down what we need to trim, and then I have the factory catting for the Avalanche instead of this aftermarket. Well, this is a stock HD fender, but instead of this fender flare, we're going to fit the factory catting for the Avalanche onto this fender, and then it'll just kind of complete the look. Now I know a bunch of you guys want me to remove the cladding, but I don't want to remove it. I actually like it. Now, I know a bunch of you guys want me to go ahead and remove the rest of the cladding, but I actually like the cladding on this truck. For some reason, it's just more of a rugged, rough off-road look for me, and I like it. So I'm going to retain the factory cladding. Let's go ahead and get these fender flares off the front of this thing, and then we're going to start, I guess, we're going to start our measurements of where we need to go ahead and notch so that we can get these doors to open and close nicely without having any kind of interference. So let's go ahead and get this thing going. Went ahead and marked where we're going to actually trim. Now I'm going to use like a little grind off wheel, not the Sawzall. We're going to go ahead and notch here to about here and see how that gets us. I think this part down here will clear, so I don't want to trim too much off, because if I don't need to, I would rather not. And then to get the cladding back on, we're just going to use double-sided tape, because that's what it uses from factory, except for there is like two little pinholes that you can push through. So from here, we're just going to go ahead and notch it down through till, like I said, about here, and then we're going to stop, test fit, see if the door opens, and if we're not good, we're going to just go ahead and go down and trim through the rest. We only have to go to about here, as the cladding does stop here, so we'll just trim from here the whole way up. But if I don't need to, I don't want to. So let's just go ahead and get the grinder here and get this thing cut off. Still gonna have to take a little bit more down here. Now again, guys, this isn't gonna be the perfect end result. We're just trimming right now so I can take the fender off, and then we'll kind of clean up what we can clean up off of the truck. But this is just test fitting for the door and the fender while it's here, so it's not going to look the prettiest. Plus, I'm not a body man, guys. Let's be honest. All right, I'm actually going to use a Sawzall because it was a little bit easier to use, and I think it'll be easier to cut with. All right, well, we have our fender notched out. Now, I am going to pull this out a little bit. Well, I'm going to pull the fender off. I'm going to go ahead and grind it so it actually looks a heck of a lot better. But we've got our distance, we've got our clearances that we need for the door to actually function and function without error. You can see there we just barely clean, but when we just barely clear, but when we clean this up here, it'll look a heck of a lot better. So again, I'm no professional at this bodywork stuff, but you know, I don't mind trying it. And I absolutely love being able to share kind of a cheap and inexpensive way for you guys to do this stuff at home. So again, as you can tell, we clear, does not hit anywhere. So now I'm gonna go ahead and actually test fit the cladding. I did have to trim, as you see, some of it off there. You can see I took kind of a decent chunk out, and then at the very top I took a chunk out so that it actually sits pretty well flush on the fender here. Go ahead and drill some holes for our, I'm gonna go ahead and just self tapper right here and then at the bottom so that it actually fits, and it should actually look pretty good. So stand by, let me get this panel here test fitted, and then we got to make sure that the door still opens and closes with this. Then we'll go in and take it off and clean it all out. Bam. Alrighty, so there you have it. We have those fully installed. Our doors are actually fully functional. This thing absolutely is coming together and coming together well. So one of the other things you guys do know is the corner lights down here. They actually ended up coming out. I don't know if it was just the design or fitment. I have no idea, but Mike Street Speed 717 actually has a set at his house. So let's go get them actually now before we finish up the other side. And then we'll come back, we'll finish up the other side, and we got to decide what we're going to do with this. I didn't mind the fender flare on here, but I definitely like the way it looks kind of coming the whole way down through. I don't know, maybe we can tape off here and just go across and just paint this lower half black. I don't know, let me know in the comments down below. But let's go get these lights and then we'll come back and knock out the passenger side. Alrighty, well, I gotta, oh no. Oh, Mike, I'm sorry about that. We'll get that fixed if we need to. All right, so Mike was actually gracious enough to give me a set of lights for the Avalanche, which, if you guys don't know, I did have that one fall out and break. Mike said he had a factory set here that we'll be able to go ahead and tint. So huge shout out to Mike Street Speed 717. And I'm sure you guys know of him, but if you don't know of him, he's got this weird contraption thing. I don't know what he's gonna do with it. Probably nothing ever, but it's kind of neat, kind of weird. Good for you. Definitely check out Mike Street Speed 717. And again, huge thanks for the lights, Mike. Let's get back to the house and finish the Avalanche. All right, shorter blade might be easier. Not sure how well you can see this here, but the cladding actually does come out. What I did on the other side was I just went ahead and cut right down through here into about where it touches the fender, and then I'll show you the finishing touch on the other, like I did on the other side. So we'll just go ahead and Sawzall this down to where it needs to be. This piece is left-handed, so it's a little harder. I'm not left-handed. Nailed it. Nailed it. For being left-handed, that's actually a pretty sweet cut. Or not being left-handed, I should say. All right, so the top is gonna line up absolutely perfect. As you can tell, it fits perfect in there. Now it's just getting the bottom lined up here. Oh, that's hot. Now this second cut here, I probably didn't explain it too well on the other side because I was kind of new to it and I didn't really know how well to do it. But you can see here, we're gonna leave this bit of a section here so we can actually fasten this to the upper fender here. And then this piece here actually touches right here. So you're gonna have to actually cut this little indentation out. And once I get it cut out here, I'll show you guys how to do it. The easiest way I did was like this, come in here, notch it, and then I got a mark on the bottom here, right there. Again, guys, safety first. Don't do how I do. Use a table or something. But I'm a little bit of a rebel, as you guys have seen by my one video where this thing fell off of jack stands. I like to take chances. This shouldn't hurt anybody or myself or do any crazy damage. Now I'll go ahead and just cut, not sure if you can see there. Now I'll just go ahead and cut down along through here and pull this piece out. And there we have it. This video is finally come to an end. As you can tell, I got to give a huge shout out again to Mike Streetspeed 717. The lights that he gave me actually click into place. They do not move. For some odd reason, the old lights that we had in here, they were kind of really flimsy. Even though they clicked into place, they still moved around and, you know, weren't really a good fitment. But we've got these do not actually move whatsoever in the fender. But we're good to go. So we got our headlights going. We got all of our 4-ways and turn signals working. This truck is 100% ready to rock, ready to roll, and I can finally close the hood on it. So there you guys go. If you guys enjoyed the content, again, like I said before, this is how I decided to do it. I'm sure there's bodywork professionals out there that would do it a whole lot differently than what I've done it, but this is what worked for me. It obviously still looks pretty killer. Let me kick the light back on here. It did get rather dark here, but it still looks good. We've got the Cateye, or we've got the cladding all in place, and it looks freaking amazing, guys. So we'll get some pictures and all that. If you don't follow me on Instagram, again, now's the time to do it. SendIt_Steve. Definitely check it out. I post on there daily versus YouTube. I try to post every other day, but it's kind of, you know, it's a little hard to do. But there you guys have it again. If you like the content, please smash that like button, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in an upcoming video. Take care. Have a great one, guys.